Welcome back to the tavern, my friends. It is time for another Warriors meditation. I want to go over a couple of things before we get into it. I had a couple of people ask why it's called Warriors meditation. Well, we use this as a way of teaching ourselves to breathe properly, and the reason why we do that is because these breathing forms are used to help us with swimming, help us with surviving in cold temperatures, help us in certain martial arts, and so on. And if you look at martial arts from all over the world and swimmers, anybody who does anything that is high impact, anything that requires a lot of diligent use and protection and development of muscle, breathing is incredibly important. Why? Because the way that you breathe, and it's not just a matter of breathing, the way that you breathe affects how oxygenated your blood is. That can affect muscle growth, it can affect muscle repair, it can affect your tendons, it can affect your blood, it can affect your internal organs, it can affect your sinuses, it can affect everything in your body. Having your blood be well oxygenated and having the ability to expel carbon dioxide in a healthy and consistent manner helps with everything in your body. This can help with everything from the way that you sleep, how well that you sleep, all the way down to your digestion. Breathing right is incredibly important. And when you are learning to expand your muscles or your flexibility, good breathing techniques are incredibly important. Now, what does meditation do for you? Meditation on its own is a way of sort of finding peace. And I know that sounds hippy dippy, like who the hell cares, right? But when you are able to center your mind and control how you focus, that helps you with work, that helps you with school, that helps you with any manner of things. And any successful martial artist will tell you that the value of meditation is in control of the mind. Most people are not in control of their minds. I myself have had a lot of issues where I've caused damage to my own body, or things that I was born with where I have issues focusing. And what I have found over the years is that these techniques I learned when I was very young have always brought me back to center and made it so that I was able to function like a reasonable, rational adult. So we're going to go over three things in this. We're going to go over a new breathing form, we are going to go over proper posture, and we're going to go over why that's important, and it's all going to be in the form of a guided meditation. So let's go ahead and switch positions real quick. Now, I'm going to bring down my tone again so that everything can be as relaxing as possible. Your posture is incredibly important, but it's not so important that you have to sit in a traditional meditation position. You can sit however is most comfortable for you. One of the most important things about posture is that you are not overly comfortable, but not uncomfortable. You want to make sure that your chest is expanded when you are trying to breathe, because when you sit properly, full deep breaths are easily achievable, but when you sit slumped forward, you're compressing your lungs, and it makes it harder to get a full breath. It is a strain to get a full breath in. You want to sit with your back straight and your shoulders rolled backwards. This is going to expand your diaphragm, expand your chest, and it's going to ensure that you are forcing those antagonistic muscles to work. Many of us sit with a slouch. We sit slumped over looking at our phones, and that causes the muscles in our back to be overextended, and the muscles in our chest and in the front part of the clavicle and in the lower part of the chest, it causes them to become tight. And what that ends up doing is it ends up affecting blood flow, it affects our ability to breathe. Important thing is that you correct your posture at any point that you can. Now, if you need to sit in a bed and do this, you can straighten out your back, lean against a pillow. I understand that sitting on a hard floor might not be great. You might not have a workout mat that you can sit on. Whatever you need to do to be comfortable while at the same time maintaining a proper posture, go ahead and do that. So we're going to do a couple of different things today. In the last video, we talked about the long breath, which is all in and out through the nose. Expand the nostrils as much as you can. You breathe all the way in until the lungs feel tight, and then you breathe all the way out. Now, it's important to breathe all the way out. You want to let all of the air out of your lungs. Now, most of us do short breaths, and what that is we're not allowing all of the carbon dioxide and all of the air that is in our lungs to leave. And it's natural to a degree, but it's not a full breath. And if you teach yourself to do full breaths, I think you'll be surprised how it affects your focus, how it affects your overall body, joint, muscle. All of those things will benefit from taking full breaths. Let your breath reach a natural apex on the way out and on the way in. Sit in a comfortable position and breathe. These long breaths should be continuous. No real gaps where you're holding. You just want to breathe in to the natural apex and breathe out to the natural apex. You're going to have to force yourself a little bit on the out breaths because that's going to feel less natural than the way that you normally breathe. What you might also find, what I have found, is that when I do nose breathing, where I expand the nostrils as much as possible, it helps a lot with my sinuses. A lot of us don't really do strenuous breathing through our noses, and it can lead to a weakening of the sinus, of the muscles of the nostril and the muscles that surround the sinuses. It can lead to congestion and inflammation. I have found that this helps me, and again, I don't have a bunch of science to back this up. This is just what my family and I practice and what works for me. But in my experience, it can help. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to practice out holds. Out holds are what we call capillitic breathing. It's forcing blood into the capillaries, and it is forcing oxygen to be pulled from the farthest reaches of our blood. And what we're doing is we are holding on the out breath for a couple of seconds. So you're going to breathe in as deep as you can until the lungs are nice and tight, and then you are going to breathe out and hold as you reach that natural apex. It's important that you don't force yourself to ensure that there's no air left in your lungs. You just want to breathe out to the natural apex and hold until it feels a little bit uncomfortable. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. And you want to do that for about 10 minutes during each of your meditation and breathing practices. Now I want to move on to body scanning. We talked about this in our first guided meditation, but today we're going to go a little bit further. Typically, body scanning is just closing your eyes and trying to focus on different parts of your body. The way that we do it is you are going to instead try to move a part of your body as you go through and you scan. Now, if you are new and you're just seeing this video first, I recommend going back and going through that process. Today, what we're going to talk about is pressure. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard of exercises called calisthenics. Calisthenics are where you use your own body's weight and forces in order to build muscle and flexibility. We're going to do something that's a little bit like that. During your long breathing practice, you're going to take and you're going to put your hands in front of you like so, and you're going to make sure that all of your fingertips are pushing against each other. And on each out breath, you're going to push your hands together and not just push at the palm. You're going to apply pressure all the way through the hand. The palm, the knuckles, and the fingertips all need to be pushing against each other. Why is this important? You need to keep your hands centered and you need to push. Then release as you breathe in. And push as you breathe out. It's going to take you a little bit to get used to even pressure on the hands. This is going to give you a little bit more of a detailed control over the muscles in your arms and shoulders, and it's going to make you more aware of how much effort it takes to really apply all that pressure all the way down. Now, we're going to be doing more detailed muscle movements like this as we go along, and feel free to tell me how that made you feel as you did it down in the comments below. Tell me what you felt, or whether or not you could actually achieve the full pressure all the way through the palm, the knuckles, and the fingers on your first try, or if it took you multiple tries. And my friends, that is all I have for today. And my friends, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you are enjoying these warrior meditation videos, and I hope that they are stirring the warrior inside of you. And until next time, stay bloodthirsty, my friends, and remember, all hail the black dragons. I'll see you in the next one.